Hey guys, how's it going? I hope that you're having a great day, and today I want to talk to you about happiness and contentment, and I think the two things go together. We don't often think about it like that. We just think if I get what I want, then I'll be happy. But I want to explore that a little bit, and I want to talk to you about that concept because I think all of us have as a desire in our life to achieve happiness and to have that sense of, peace in our life, joy. And if you think about it, let's just start by talking about this. When you were a child, if you were raised in a relatively functional home, children, by and large, are happy people. Not that they don't, get upset and have little tantrums and all that, but kids naturally want to move toward a peaceful, happy state. And they want to sit down with their toys and play, and they want to go in the room and play with their friends, and they'll get agitated or irritated, but then they rather quickly go back to that happy, contented state. And that's true of children that, even poor children who don't have a lot of resources around the world. In fact, on mission trips to Guatemala and Mexico, some of the happiest children I've ever met are children that have, the least of earthly possessions. They can be extremely content with just a handful of rubber bands or a soccer ball, or just slapping each other's hands, playing all those patty cake games and all that. So this idea that I need a lot of stuff in my life to be happy, I think is something that we've been sold, literally sold by a culture that is always marketing to us. That consumer-oriented culture is always telling us that if you really want to be happy, you need this product, or you need this experience, or you need to overcome this challenge, or you need this title, or you need this job, or you need this diploma. And so what happens within us is we get in this state of unrest. We get in this state that if I'm going to really be happy, peaceful, and content in life, then I've got to overcome my circumstances, and I've got to set a goal, and then I've got to be hungry for that goal. And then when I accomplish that goal, then I'm going to feel the success that I can celebrate. And that sells a lot of self-help books. I mean, it really does. I've got a shelf filled with self-help books. And they all basically have that same message, of aim high, set high goals, believe in yourself, overcome your circumstances, network with other people, don't give up, don't quit, don't settle for less. And then when you get to the top, what? When you get to the top, then I guess celebrate. And what is it you're celebrating? You're celebrating that finally you are content and happy and have joy. But the problem is when you get to that top of that accomplishment, then sort of angst starts to set in for the next goal, for the next accomplishment. And the whole cycle repeats itself again. Once you get that job as manager, well, then you want the job as supervisor. And once you get the job as supervisor, then you want the job of regional district manager or whatever it is. Once you get that master's degree, then you start thinking about the doctorate. That's just the way it goes. And so it's like you can never, get to the end of this. You just keep setting more goals and keep aiming higher and keep striving, only to kind of miss life in the process. What you're really seeking, if you think about it, is happiness, contentment, and joy. That's what you're really seeking. And you go out believing that, if I accomplish these things, then that's going to bring me happiness, contentment, and joy. Or if I buy this next item, let's say you have a collection. Let's just say rocks, okay? So you collect rocks. Let's make it the dumbest thing possible. You collect rocks. And I mean, it could be something a lot, like guitars or whatever, but let's just say rocks. So you've got all these great rocks that you bought because you buy rocks. And you've got in your mind that you need this one brown rock. That's the only one you're missing. If you had that brown rock, then your collection would be complete. Now, the fact that you don't have that rock creates a sense of angst and turmoil in you, and that will not be relieved until, guess what? You buy that rock. And when you buy that rock, you're going to feel good. You're going to go, oh man, it feels great. Now my collection's complete. Now I feel good, Now I'm happy. I'm happy because I bought something. I'm happy because I got something. But really, I don't think it's happiness that comes from getting that rock. It's happiness that comes from I don't have to think about that brown rock anymore. See, the brown rock was causing you turmoil. It was causing you to lack contentment. Because what you really want in life is contentment. And so since you thought you needed the brown rock to complete your collection, it created a sense of angst and turmoil in you that was there until you got that rock. And when you got that rock, you didn't have to think about it anymore. And when you didn't have to think about it anymore, it didn't consume your thoughts, you felt a sense of relief. And that relief is what you call happiness. So here's the point, guys. What if you could, with your own mind, exactly where you're at today, without that rock, without completing that collection, without striving and attaining that goal, what if you could right now be content? Okay? What if you could right now just let it go and let the turmoil go, the angst go from not having what it is that you think you want? That job promotion, that relationship, that next piece in your collection, that beautiful car that you have your eyes set on. What if you could be content with the car that you have, or a less expensive car? What if you could be content in the home that you're in, or content in the relationship or the marriage that you're in? What if you could be content with what you had right now? You can be. You can be content. You can make a decision that I'm going to appreciate what I have right now. I'm going to have gratitude for what I have right now. And when you do that, you'll find a state of contentment and peace and joy with where you're at right now. So then what happens to that goal? Well, you see, you can still set goals, but you're not driven toward those goals. You don't have that same sense of drivenness for those goals. Now you can do, watch this, now you can do, instead of what you're driven to do, now you can do what you're called to do. There's a huge difference there. What I'm driven to do and what I'm called to do, or what I should be doing. Because a lot of people don't ever think about, what should I be doing with my life? What job should I be employed in? How should I use my time? All we think is, well, I've got this goal of I want to attain a certain level or status in the community. I want to attain a certain level or certain level of success. And so that keeps me up at night, that I have to attain that. And I'm driven to attain that. I'm driven to accomplish that because I can't be happy unless I attain it. But what if you were already made the decision to be content and to be happy with where you're at in life right now? It kind of scares you. You really high-driven goal people, this will kind of scare you because, well, then what am I living for? And that's a good question. What are you living for? Something that you need to think about is, what is my purpose for my life? Is it to accomplish status? Is it to accomplish wealth? Is it to accomplish senior level executive? Is that what your purpose is? Is that why you've been put on the earth? Or is that what you're doing? Is that what you're striving for because you hope it'll make you happy? And again, why can't you already be happy? If you could be happy right now with where you're at right now, then what would happen to all those goals? Well, they might change. Your goals in life might change. What you want to accomplish in life might change. You might suddenly see needs where you didn't see needs before. You might suddenly see direction and purpose in your life that you didn't see before. But you're never going to see it as long as you're hungry and striving after goals that you think are going to make you happy, or striving after things you think are going to make you happy. And again, remember, the problem is once you attain those things, they just get replaced with new things. And you start the cycle all over again. So I think this is something good for us to begin our conversation about happiness and about what it means to be happy and how to be happy. Let that sink in, and I'll join you for the next video. All right, thank you guys. As always, be present to life. Don't miss what's right in front of you because you're looking for something else. Don't miss life that's going on right now because all you can think about is what you're going to get in the future or what you should have got in the past. Happiness happens right now. It happens in the present. Happiness happens in the moment when you can absorb the moment and live in the moment. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.